Good morning. We're at an area called Harmon Lake, which is about a half-hour away from Merritt, BC. And we came up here actually at the invitation of one of our subscribers, a gentleman named Henry, who's actually camped just a little ways from us. We rolled in about 9:30 last night, so it was kind of a late start for us and then a late arrival. But it camped right near the lake. This is a BC recreation site, so there are a number of campsites. There's actually a number of lakes in this area. I think somewhere between 3 to 5 that are very close to where we're camped. A number of them have campsites like we're at. We're here to visit for a couple of days and explore the area. Henry's been to this area several times, and we'll talk a little bit about Henry and some of the exciting things that he does. So hope you enjoy our trip today. I think you can hear that. That's a cow. The other interesting thing about this campsite is it's surrounded by cattle. If I look back where the van is and I look just to the right and up to the left, there's some cattle moving in amongst the trees. So the campsite's fenced off to keep the cattle actually out of the camp itself, but they're grazing all through the terrain around here and on the trails. But yeah, it's a beautiful area. There's a number of lakes, as I mentioned earlier. We hope to come back and explore some of the other ones that are probably within, a 40-minute drive of up here. So it's gorgeous.
To do a hike. Henry's gonna take us around to some of the trails in the area, and the dogs are coming with us. That looks exactly like the snake we just saw. Wow, that's a gorgeous tree.
It's so much fun.
Hey guys! There's Henry. Road Lake.
That's the smallest. Yes, this is the smallest.
Yeah, this is also a Coke propelling paddler.
I paddle boats, right? And I actually like the little one.
Yeah, I know, I can see that.
Yeah, it's nice for one person.
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah, the other one, I've got more room.
Yeah.
It's meant to, you can have a dog in it, but it comes down to just how comfortable your dog is, right? This is actually designed to handle dogs' claws, right? don't think it's going to go to another lake.
Yeah, I think it's getting pretty shallow now. Yeah. Okay, I think it's turnaround time. Oh, now you're going against the wind.
Let's try to push her into the weed.
Well, I'm not paddling. I wouldn't go anywhere.
This is the fun part.
Not for me. I'm getting splashed in the face. Found a nice shelter from the wind.
Dr. Livingston, I presume.
So Henry's making us some dinner, and look at the interesting pot that he's got going there. What is it, a Mongolian pot?
It's a Mongolian hot pot.
Wow, that's amazing.
Our hot pot looks less industrial now that the coals have burned down.
I don't want to stick my face in there, but
I can see flame
No,
coming out
I would
actually.
recommend not. Sugar snap peas from Henry's garden.
And some green beans underneath.
Yeah, and wow, so fresh and so sweet.
Do we need to add anything else underneath it?
Juice sauce from the Oriental Market. Oh, and this one, the
yeah, a little
sesame
bit
oil.
of sesame oil, just for just for
That's a little
flavor.
too much.
And very aromatic. And this is just cilantro.
Yeah, I love that smell.
Just throw a little cilantro in there.
Cilantro fields that grow in the...
In Henry's garden.
Yeah, no,
Nice things going in here.
So this is just onion.
Okay, thank you.
So what I do is I mix that up, and if it's a little bit too thick, what I can do is I can just get a little bit of just liquid from here, like so.
Excellent.
Okay.
So what I do is I just do a little bit of liquid just to kind of,
Oh,
So-
okay. Just to make it like a little...
yeah, so a little bit
Slurry,
easier, like
yeah.
a little bit easier for dipping, right?
Oh,
So
okay.
just do that.
Oh, right. It's like a hot pot sauce, dipping sauce.
Yeah, so that's what I do there.
Okay.
Like you kind of have to know the sequence of what you
went
put
in.
in there.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's more important when you have meat, because then you're, like it's got to be cooked, right?
Yeah.
So what I'll do is I'll get some corn in there.
Oh, it's starting to smell so good already.
Yeah, I'll get like a piece of tofu, right? That's all right.
Yeah. So we're going to do a great s'mores experiment. We have our ingredients here. There's the chocolate, there's the marshmallows, and the graham crackers. Henry tells us that there is a Squamish method of doing s'mores, which involves wrapping everything, the sandwich, in aluminum foil and placing it directly on the plate? No, just on the grate.
No, just on the grill.
Yeah.
On the grate.
And then we're going to also try the traditional method where we put the marshmallow on a stick and roast it first, and then we sandwich it between the crackers and the chocolate. And so we will do a taste test and see which is better.
All right, are you ready?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. These are totally ready. Here we go.
Ah, the chocolate's melting nicely.
Oh,
Yeah,
smell.
that looks pretty good.
What do you think?
Good. We're doing the traditional method. Gordon was trying not to char the marshmallows too much. Like that.
I think my buddy, the Squamish method, I think he was onto something
Was
there.
he?
Yeah, I actually like it. But, well, it's
Yeah.
easier to control, right? Because otherwise,
Well, the fact that everything is melted, right?
Yeah.
So I like the taste of the marshmallow, but it's not really melting the chocolate. Verdict is we need to have somebody who makes marshmallows better.
Oh, we just need to use
In order to make the chocolate melt in the traditional method, but the Squamish method was pretty good. So yeah, the chocolate really melted nicely, and so did the marshmallow. So that's kind of the verdict. Thanks for watching.
I don't think that hot anymore.
Okay, so Gordon is trying the combination method. That's what we're calling it. Yeah. So we actually seared the marshmallow first, and then we wrapped it in aluminum foil to melt the chocolate.
I like that. Ooh.
That looks good, actually.
That does look
yeah, that might be the
Looks very good.
ultimate method.
It's don't lose the chocolate. It's good chocolate.
Back to the aluminum foil.
Yay.
Yeah.
And it's so hot, I'm afraid to put it in my mouth. My fingers are burning. It's something from my childhood says,
Go,
when your fingers are burning, don't put in your mouth.
Gordon, do it, do it, do it.
Oh, that looks good.
Very good.
Is it good?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And it's not too hot.
So that might be the answer.
Yeah. So,
Combination method.
Yeah.
If you want to bother spending
But it
the
is
time
kinda
to do
sloppy.
this.
that's a lot of work, actually.
It's a lot of work.
Well, good morning. It's a beautiful morning. Literally not a cloud in the sky. Sun's just come up over the hills behind us. We're camped a little to the south of the part where I'm at. I'm just on a little bluff near the lake. Me and some cows wandering through the forest. Just have to be a little careful because the cows themselves are quite scared of people. They stay a long way away if they see you. But there are cow pies in the field, so I have to be careful. Anyway, it's a beautiful, beautiful meadow. So we had a great evening last night with our friend Henry. It was a lot of fun, and probably a first. I don't think I've ever had a Mongolian hot pot where we actually built the fire. We used charcoal and some small wood to build the fire actually in the Mongolian hot pot itself. So it was a lot of fun, and the food was excellent. It was vegetarian, and yeah, we just really enjoyed it. It was a fun evening, and kudos to Henry for being so creative with the hot pot. So a lot of fun. We're heading out this morning. It's supposed to get quite warm today here, about 31 degrees and nice and sunny, but we've had a nice couple of days here. We really like it. There's this whole plateau. If you've seen our video on Kentucky Aline, it's just a little farther over to, I guess, sort of the southeast here, but the same sort of terrain. And there are several other BC recreation sites up here that we're going to come back and visit. It's just gorgeous, really nice. Most of them have lakes. Kentucky Aline is actually 2 lakes. As you saw yesterday in our video, we went for a paddle on Lower Cane Lake and Upper Cane Lake, and we were able to paddle between them, which was really great. Be able to paddle in the gap between the lakes and the little channels was a lot of fun. Henry also has a pack raft, a different brand, and Kokopelli. And we of course have our alpaca, and it was a great day. Pretty windy, so it was a bit of a challenge coming back, but that just made it that much more fun.
Gordon loves dogs, and he's playing with the dog next door, Lilith. So Gordon and Henry are back from their paddle, and we thought we'd just sit down and chat a little bit about the work that Henry does. It's really interesting. I think that sort of piqued our interest when we first heard from Henry, is that they actually clean lakes in BC. And it's an organization that he and his partner started. And maybe, Henry, you can tell us a little bit about the background of your organization and what you do and what your purpose is.
Yeah, it's super nice getting together with you guys on this fantastic weekend. We have an organization, non-profit, called Divers for Cleaner Lakes and Oceans. I reached out to you guys because I thought that'd be a fun, you guys are always camping and obviously around lakes and rivers and so on, and I thought it'd be a good idea to reach out and get more exposure for the stuff that I'm doing. Which is essentially just taking out garbage. We've been doing it for 6 years now. We have a bunch of volunteer divers, and we just literally go into the water and remove garbage one piece at a time. So we've done 86 dives up to date in the last 6 years, and we're almost at 28,000 pounds of garbage removed.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
And Henry, we were saying yesterday that a number of parks organizations have started to recognize your efforts and actually now encourage you to come and clean the lakes and clean up that garbage.
Yeah, we're very pleased to be in partnership with BC Parks, with Recreation Sites and Trails of BC, which is this is where we're actually camping,
we're at a rec site now.
And also with different municipalities local to our location. So municipality of Whistler, West Vancouver, District of North Van, District of Hope. So there's bodies of water in all of those areas, and we've gone enough times now, they're inviting us back every year to continue our efforts, because some of the sites, they get polluted on an annual basis based on the partying that happens. So it's not a matter of, well, we cleaned it once, now we're done. And so we go back and we find brand new garbage.
So Henry, you also have, you have a YouTube channel?
Yes, yeah. So this year,
which we'll put a link to.
Yes, in the description below.
This year I decided to start making some videos just to raise more awareness, and every time I post up on social media, on my Instagram, I definitely get lots of comments, but a lot of people don't actually realize what I see or what our divers see. So I've started putting on clips of what the dives are, the kind of garbage I see. It is actually quite interesting, because when you get that above water, below water look, and you have the pristine lake with the beautiful trees where the camp hosts and other volunteers have cleaned the surrounding area, but then you duck your head underwater, you're like, oh my gosh, there's 1,500 beer bottles here.
Yeah, you have no idea.
Yeah, so that's what we see, and we're quite happy to get out there and have some fun, because that's kind of our hobby. We go out and clean the lake, and then we also get to enjoy the place.
Yeah,
so two things for me. What the name of your YouTube channel?
It's just under my personal name. It's Henry Wang.
Okay, and Instagram the same?
It's actually under North Shore Henry.
North Shore Henry.
Yeah.
The other thing, when Henry talks about going in and doing some diving, and we were talking about that, these folks aren't just recreational divers, they're all expert divers. I think you mentioned to us that the lowest level of qualification to be part of the group is an instructor level diver, and everyone else has background in cave diving, technical diving, kind of people who go through small holes underwater in a cave, putting their gear ahead of them and then swimming after it. So very strong technical teams to do this work.
I've personally been stuck inside a hole before with all my gear is either in front of me or behind me, and I'm physically wedged inside a hole. Right.
We know the outcome though, because he's with us.
You get very zen in the moment, right? So you lower your heart rate, slow your breathing, and just make yourself smaller, and we'll go through, right? But it is comical.
Nice.
So hopefully you can check out Henry's YouTube channel, and I think you do some other videos that show. So hopefully it makes it to our video, but we did the Mongolian hotpot last night, which is Henry's idea.
It was delicious.
And what was so exciting for me was not only were we having a Mongolian hotpot, but we built the fire in the hotpot itself. So coals and small bits of wood, and if you look at the video, you'll see flame and smoke coming out of the middle. So in addition to all the exciting information about the diving and the society that you co-founded, there's going to be some other entertaining stuff on that YouTube channel.
Oh yeah, that was a great experiment, and the fact that my everything was fine this morning, so I think the food experiment worked out great.
Yeah, you were a little worried, were you? I was
running out of we weren't really sure what's going to happen, right? So yeah, I'm glad it worked out. It was such a fun thing to do, right? And actually very, very simple.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was kind of exciting.
And of course we can't forget to mention that Henry has a really neat truck camper, which is right behind us over there.
Yeah, it's a nice pop-up
And
camper.
he spends a lot of time in his camper, and so he's an RVer, avid RVer as well, and he loves the outdoors.
And he's got they have a couple great dogs.
Yeah, they're
Daisy
I think they
and
ran
Maggie.
back and forth in the background.
Good.
somewhere.
Yeah.
They're great camp dogs, yeah.
Yeah, so it's been a great weekend. Lots of fun, paddling, walking, hiking. It's been great. Yeah,
That's
really
pretty much
enjoyed
what
it.
every
Yeah.
weekend should be.
So much fun.
So much fun.
So thank you. A couple things. It was great to meet Henry and make a new friends, including the dogs.
Yeah.
And also just to be introduced to this area. We've been close to it before at Kentucky Aline, and we have a video on that. But there's several lakes up here, and we paddled a few of them yesterday. So it's a gorgeous area. So
Yeah, we're looking forward to exploring it some more.
yeah. So thank you for dinner, and thank you. More importantly, it's a pleasure to meet you, and it was really nice to actually be introduced to this area. So thank you.
It was a lot of fun, and thank you for the beer and wine. And, it was a fantastic experience. I mean, I'm glad the weather worked out.
Yeah, it was nice.
Great paddling with you. Super nice meeting you guys.
Yeah.
I'm sure we'll
nice
do it
meeting
again.
you too. Yeah, we look forward to meeting your wife as well
Of course.
next time on the next trip. And don't forget to check out Henry's YouTube channel and Instagram.
That's right. And if you haven't, please subscribe to our channel and give us a thumbs up if you enjoyed this video.
Thanks for watching, guys. Bye. Hey, Henry.